Hello friends, welcome to our channel NEET Biology in English. I am Dr. Parveen, your biology professor. In this lecture series, we are going to study about the class 12 biology. So every unit we are going to cover one by one. Okay, so the first unit is reproduction. The first chapter is reproduction in organisms. So in this particular lecture, we are going to study about the introductory part. So what is reproduction? Reproduction is a fundamental feature of all living organisms. So every organism should reproduce. It is a normal biological process whereby every organisms produce their young ones. Young ones means offsprings, their kids. That is called the young ones, right? So the young ones grow and it gets mature, and again the process gets repeated over and over. So that's why we call reproduction as a cycle of birth, growth and death. For example, see here the life cycle of a chicken. This hen, it lays eggs, the embryo develops, the embryo gets hatched and the chicks grows. Again the cycle repeats. So similarly for every species, this life cycle of birth, growth and death repeats over and over. So this is called a life cycle of any organisms. So here the word reproduction means re means repeat again and again. Production means producing the same kind. Human means the human has to produce the human babies. If it is an animal has to produce the animal babies, right? So the same offsprings will be produced again and again. So this is called reproduction. Why organisms should reproduce? Because reproduction results in the continuation of the species generation after generation. This is very, very important. So imagine if there is no reproduction, for example, for human beings, for ourselves, if our grandfathers would not have reproduced, our father will not be there. If father would not have reproduced, we will not be there, right? So similarly, if this cycle or this chain stops, what will happen? A generation will stop. So the reproduction is very important for the continuation of any species generation after generation. Also, it introduces genetic variations in the organisms, and it is essential for adaptation and evolution of the organisms. So for example, during evolution of the mankind, we have developed or we have evolved with many characters, adaptations to the environment like this. For any species it is like this. So over many generations only these adaptations, these evolutions will arise. So reproduction is very essential for any organisms to adapt this evolution or to adapt these genetic variations. So let us see which organisms reproduce generally. Every organism in this earth reproduces. Whether it is a single cellular organism like a bacteria or a multicellular organism like plants or animals or human beings, every single organism living on this planet earth should reproduce, or they will have the ability to reproduce. Here we should understand a terminology called lifespan. What is a lifespan? See, every organism, they live only for a certain period of time, and this period from its birth to the natural death, it is called lifespan. That means the period from the birth of an organism till its natural death is called the lifespan. Okay, here you should notice the word natural death. It should not be an accident, it should not be a murder like this. Okay, it must be a natural death. So this life period is called as a lifespan of an organism. So for example, see this picture. This is a baby boy born who grows up and becomes a boy, and then he becomes an adult and a man, an elder man, and he grows into an old man. So this stage of from a baby to the old man, this duration almost it will take 75 years or 80 years for a human being. So this period is called lifespan of a human being. So let us see some examples of the lifespan of some organism given in our NCERT book. For example, elephant, it lives up to 60 to 90 years. Horse, it lives up to 25 to 30 years. Cow, 18 to 22 years. Dog, 20 to 30 years. Butterfly, 1 to 2 weeks only, very short lifespan. Fruit fly, 40 to 50 days. Rice plant, 3 to 4 months, and rose plant, 5 to 7 years. Some reptiles, for example, crocodile, it lives up to 60 years. And you see tortoise could live up to 100 to 150 years. Here you can notice one thing. You see the size of an elephant. The elephant is a very big animal. Compared to the elephant, the size of tortoise is very, very small, right? But the elephant could live only up to maximum 60 to 70 years. But the tortoise could live up to 150 years. So what we can interpret from these examples? It means that lifespan of an organism does not depend on its size, right? So even if two organisms are of same size, then their lifespan will vary, okay? For example, banyan tree, it's a tree, it could live up to 200 years. Similarly, a banana tree could live up to only 25 years. Let us take an example of two birds, crow and parrot. You see here, crow and parrot both are almost same size only. But crow could live only up to 15 years. But a parrot could live up to 140 years. That's what I told previously. We could not determine the lifespan of any organism depending on their size, or should not compare the lifespan when they are of same size also, right? So, lifespan of organisms are not necessarily correlated with their sizes. This is an important point we should remember. But whatever be the lifespan, whether an organism lives for a longer period of life or it lives for a shorter period of life, the death of every individual organism is certainty. That means every organism born has to die one day, whether it has a long lifespan or a short lifespan. No organism in this earth is immortal. What is immortal? Mortal means death. Immortal means it is just opposite. It cannot live for a long period of time without death. Okay, that is immortal. So no organism is immortal. But there is a small exception. Scientists used to say that there is no natural death in single-celled organisms. For example, like bacteria, because they divide and form new two cells. Do you know how bacteria divides? Bacteria reproduce by a method called binary fission. So one bacterial cell, during a certain period of time, when it wants to reproduce, it divides equally into two halves. Two daughter cells will be produced. Okay. So here what happens? One bacterial cell is there and there is no death for the original cell. That cell itself getting splits into two cells. So that's why scientists used to say there is no natural death for single cell organisms. Whereas higher cellular organisms like plants, animals, suppose compared to human beings, compare bacteria with human beings. We human beings, we grow, we reproduce, and after a certain period of time we die. Okay, so we are giving birth to young ones, but we will not be there. There is death for our cells. But for bacteria it is not so. Why? Bacteria, the single cell itself is being split into two. So that's why there is no natural death in single cell organisms. So look at this picture. Here one bacterial cell, it gets multiplied by binary fission and produces hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cells within few hours. Okay, this is through binary fission. Okay. Despite every organism is having a lifespan, now we know that every organism has a lifespan and they will die after a certain period of time. Despite these characteristics, How plants and animals or other species they have existed on this earth for several thousands of years? We have this question, no? Right. So how these organisms are existing? Because they are reproducing. The only answer for this question is they are reproducing. Every single species on this earth are reproducing. Whether they are birds, they are animals, they are small fishes, insects or human beings, every organisms they have this process called reproduction. So only because of this reproduction they are existing on this planet Earth. Okay, why organism should reproduce? What is the need for an organism should reproduce? Because reproduction enables a species to live generation after generation. I told you no already, if our forefathers would not have reproduced, now we will not be there, right? If there is any break in that chain, our generation would have stopped in between. Similarly, if many generations stops, a species will not be there, right? So this reproduction enables a species to live generation after generation. Reproduction ensures the continuity of various species on the earth. So in the absence of reproduction, the species will not be able to exist for a long time. And what will happen? At one particular period of time, that particular species will get vanished or extinct. You might have seen in the news channels or in the newspapers and all, some organisms or some species are called endangered species. Okay, for example, if you see what is our national animal, the national animal of India is tiger. Why it was declared as our national animal? Because once upon a time in India there were many tigers. Okay, similarly peacocks were more in our country, that's why we call peacock as our national bird. Now we can easily count because they are in very few numbers. What happens? Slowly these species are getting vanishing. Okay, so in order to stop this endangered species, what government are doing? They are trying to protect these animals. So they are trying to protect the animals by putting them in a cage or in a natural forest and making them to reproduce. So because of this natural reproduction only, these animal species will exist. Otherwise, they will completely get vanished. Okay. So that's why for any species on this earth to live for a long period of time, so it has to reproduce. Without reproduction, the species will get vanished. That's why reproduction is very, very important for any living organism. So there is a huge diversity of organisms in this biological world. Each organism has evolved its own mechanism to multiply and produce the offsprings. For example, if you see one organism, for example, take polar bear. It lives in Arctic and Antarctic environment, ice cold environment. Okay, so that is the particular habitat for that polar bear. Habitat means the living place where that organism is living is called habitat. So the polar bear could not able to survive and could not able to reproduce in a very hot climate. Like if you put the polar bear in Saudi Arabia, it could not able to survive, right? Similarly, the animal in Saudi Arabia which could tolerate extreme heat like camel. If you put the camel in an ice cold environment, it could not able to survive. So like this, for every animal or every organism, its habitat and its physiology. Physiology means body characters, everything. And several other factors play a major role in their reproduction. Okay, so let's have a quick recap of what we learned in this lecture. So we learned so far what is reproduction, what is called lifespan, and some examples of lifespan of some organisms we have seen, and why reproduction is essential we have seen. Okay, so in the next lecture we are going to see about the types of reproduction, particularly asexual method of reproduction. So if you do like this lecture, please give a thumbs up and share this with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel NEET Biology. See you in the next lecture. Until then, take care.